In under 20 minutes, you can draw this in Procreate. Flow creators, this is going to be a short one. I went into my Flow lab and created a drawing that anyone can draw. Even if you think you can draw this colorful bird. And of course, as always, I will guide you through every step. Oh, and hey, do you want more and longer tutorials? Go and check out my Patreon page with over 150 videos. That must be more than 5,000 minutes of tutorials. Oh, and you'll get a load of free brushes too. Check out these amazing results from some of my patrons. Now for this tutorial, we're working on a canvas that is 2,500 pixels by 2,500 pixels. Color profile is set to sRGB, and I have linked a color palette in the description. So if you're ready, let's get started. For this project, we'll use just one brush, and you can find it under drawing. We'll be using the Oberon brush. And for the color, we'll start off with this blue, the second color in the first row. Now the opacity of your brush should be at 100% and the size should be at 8%. And I will start off by creating a rounded shape, an oval-like shape for like the base of the bird's body. Then we'll make a little bump on top for its head. So that'll be something like that. And it's nice if your edges are nice and rough, so you don't have to make it too tidy. So we'll get a shape like this. Then we'll add a tail. That'll be like this. You can make two of these shapes, two long shapes, to create a simple tail. A little bit broader near its body, and then you can connect it to our oval-like shape like this. So that's the underside of the bird, and then we'll make a wing over here. So that's sticking out. Just create something like this. Maybe we can make it a little bit bigger. Next, let's make a simple shape for the branch. So we'll make a new layer by tapping the plus, and then let's drag that underneath our bird layer. Then for our color, let's grab this one, this dark color, first color in the third row, and let's create a branch shape, a long shape in this direction. Here it'll be thin, and then it'll be thicker as we move in this direction. You can rotate your canvas, of course, if it's easier to make the shape this way. So it's thicker over here, and you can keep it nice and rough. And of course, you can also make the brush a little bit smaller. You can go to 2% in size to create a more crisp part here. And maybe some parts sticking out here. Then let's create the legs for our bird. We'll do that on a new layer again. So we'll tap the plus for a new layer in between here. And then for the color, we'll grab this first color in the first row. And while we still have the size of the brush set to 2%, we'll make two very simple legs. Just these sticks. And then we'll add these very simple toes. Keeping it very, very basic. Now let's create the beak. Again, we'll make a new layer, this time on top of our bird. Let's tap the plus, let's stick with this color. And then let's create a beak shape over here. Make a triangular shape like this. And also a bit of a pointy shape on its face. Then we'll color it in. So you get something a bit like this. Maybe we can make it a a little bit bigger. All right, then on to our next step. We are going to build on top of this. We'll start with the wing, and we are going to place it on a layer underneath the beak. So first we'll tap the body layer, then we'll tap the plus, and then again we'll stick with this dark color, but we'll make the brush a bit bigger again. We'll set it to 8%, and then we are going to create this wing shape. We'll make a rounded shape here. And I don't want to go outside of the shape of the bird actually. So let's go to the layer, tap it, and turn on clipping mask. So that whatever we paint or draw here, it'll only show up on that bird shape. So we'll make this rounded shape towards this part. And this will be the wing. And then over here, we'll have the eye. Let's make a round shape like this, and then a little extra shape towards that wing. So it'll be a bit like this. Now it's time to add all the extra color. We have the base shape of our bird now, and now we'll go to our wing layer. Well, we're already there. This wing layer, we are going to tap it and turn on alpha lock. So we can add color, extra color to this wing without going outside of the shape. Now let's start off by using this dark blue, second color in the first row. We'll stick with this size, and let's add some dark blue strokes. I'm going to make a little base like this. Upward motions, leave some dark gaps, and then we'll switch to the lighter blue, third color in the first row, and then we'll go on top, create a lighter stroke here, maybe some here. We're going to work from dark to light. Then on top, let's go for this color. That's the seventh color in the first row. Let's add some of that here. And then to soften it a little bit, to make it even more painterly, we can use the smudge tool. When you tap and hold this little smudge icon, it'll switch to your current brush, the Oberon brush. And that's the brush I want to use as a smudge tool. Now I have the opacity for the smudge tool at 80%, so the smudge is not as powerful. And for the size, let's just go for 8%. And now we can go over these strokes, and we can smudge them a bit. We can pull them and blend them together a bit like this. But I don't want to smudge everything. I also want to keep that nice texture. Now let's go to the body layer, layer 1 here. Let's tap that as well and turn on alpha lock. And now let's add color there. Let's grab our brush and let's first grab this blue. Third color in the first row. Let's add that to the tail. And then let's move to this color. That's the sixth color in the first row. It's a dark, more greenish blue. And let's add that to the underside here. We are going to make like a little rainbow of color on its body. We also want to add a little dark touch. So let's also grab the first color in the first row. And let's add a little dark stroke here in between. And then we'll move on to lighter colors. Let's grab this one. Seventh color in the first row. And let's move up here. Make some nice bold strokes. Then we'll move to this purplish color. Let's first start with the darker one actually. Second color in the second row. Let's add that on the sides here and in the front. As a little base for our lighter purple that I want to use. Then let's switch to this one. Third color in the second row, and we'll continue making these strokes. Vary the size a bit Some will overlap on that bluish part a bit more than others. And then we'll move to this color. First color in the second row. Let's add that here on the side and in the front here. And some over here. Then we'll move to this lighter color, fourth color in the second row, a nice pink. And let's put that on top here. Again, vary the sizes. Then we'll move to this one, fifth color in the second row for some nice bold reddish strokes. Also one over here. Just a few. Then we'll move to the oranges. Let's start with this one, sixth color in the second row. Let's add some nice dabs on top. Then we'll go even lighter with this one, seventh color in the second row. And then let's move to this one, eighth color in the second row for some nice bright yellow. And then finally this one, the ninth color in the second row for the lightest stroke here. And then let's move to the top of the head. Let's start with the third color in the first row, the lighter blue. Let's add that to the back of the head here. And then we'll go lighter by grabbing this color, fourth color in the first row. I want the top of the head to be nice and bright. And now let's use the smudge tool again. Let's go to that smudging finger here, and then let's go ahead and blend some of these areas. You can push and pull the paint, and if you press harder, you will get a bigger stroke. If you press lightly, it'll be smaller. I'm just following the direction of these strokes that I've created. So these are a little bit curved. And in some places you'll get a little mix of color. And here I'm trying to make a bit of like shorter strokes because we have more colors here closer together. Then over here, you can move back and forth a bit. I think this looks really nice and expressive. Let's move back to this layer, layer 5, because we also have the eye over there. Let's move in here, and let me also pull this up a little bit. I want that to be a little bit lighter. Now let's move on to this eye. I want to add a little light there, and we'll use this color for that. That's the fifth color in the first row. We'll go back to our brush, our Oberon brush, and make it small. So we'll set it to 2% in size, and then we'll make a little like semicircle just underneath here. And then here we'll make a little highlight. It's very simple, just a semicircle and a highlight here. And then you'll have a very simple eye for your bird. Now, I do feel like it looks a little bit angry. We could turn off alpha lock on this layer. You can slide to the right with 2 fingers, or you can just tap the layer and turn off alpha lock. Then we can go back to that dark color, first color in the first row. And then you can go ahead and adjust the shape a little bit. I'm trying to make it look a little bit more friendly. Still kind of looks mad, maybe because of the beak. Let's go to the beak actually. Let's add some color there. Let's tap the layer, turn on Alpha Lock. And then let's first grab this color, fourth color in the third row. We are going to add some light at the top. Just light the top. Here we can make a slight smile actually. Let's turn this up a little bit. That'll make him look a bit more friendly. Then let's grab the lighter color, fifth color in the third row, and we'll just add that to the top here. A little extra highlight. And then once you're happy, you can actually pinch these together. We can also pinch them with the legs. So we have everything on one layer. And then you can just make some adjustments. Like let's grab this local color. You can just hold your finger on the screen to grab the color. And then let's just go along the eye a little bit, so we can make it a bit more friendly. We can also grab this color, that blue that is a little bit darker. And in between, of course, you can also grab the smudge tool to smudge some areas. I actually want to grab the smudge tool and make it a little bit smaller, like 3%, to drag some of the outer parts outward to get that idea, that suggestion of feathers here, the textured edge. We're following the roundness of the body, but dragging some of this color outward. You can do the same here at the top, at the back of its body. Perhaps a little bit over here. Now let's also add a little light, some light feathers here at the top. Let's grab this color, the light color, fifth color in the first row. Let's make the brush a little bit bigger again, 8%. And let's add a little bit of light here. And of course, you can use the smudge tool if you want to push and pull some parts. So with the brush and the smudge tool together, you have a lot of control over this painterly effect. Now to finish it off, let's also add some color variety to our branch. Let's go to that layer, layer 2, we'll tap it, turn on Alpha Lock, and then we'll first grab this color, second color in the third row, and let's just keep our brush at 8%. And then let's add some lighter color here. And also here at the end. Then we'll switch to the even lighter color, third color in the third row. And we'll just use that on a little part here at the top and here at the end. Now for a final touch, let's also add some nice expressive leaves. Let's put those on a new layer. Let's tap the plus. And then for our color, let's grab this one, seventh color in the first row. And we are still at 8%. And let's just add some floating leaves. Just these rough oval shapes. We're creating something expressive here. So it doesn't have to be realistic. Doesn't have to be attached to the branch. We're just being creative here. Then let's turn on Alpha Lock on this layer. So we'll tap it, turn on Alpha Lock, and then add some color variety here. We can grab this color, for instance, 8 color in the first row. We can add a little bit of that green to some of these leaves. We can also add some of this, that fourth color in the first row. Just sticking with the blues and the greens. And perhaps also add a little bit of a darker blue, that third color in the first row. And a bit over here. I think that looks nice. And there, in a short amount of time, with just one brush, you have created a lovely, colorful bird. I hope you had fun. If you want to have even more fun, then I think you might like this tutorial next. And I would like to thank you for watching, and I will see you next time for the next tutorial.